Now, I'll give you two of my favorites athletes, and neither one of them is out of Cleveland. Barry Sanders and Allen Iverson.
Oh.
Now, you look at the two of them. Were they the most physically gifted athletes? Were they the biggest athletes? Not really. You know, they maximized their potential with what they had. And most importantly, and I don't know if any of you guys ever played pickup basketball with Linton before, but when I look at Allen Iverson, how he used to break ankles, that's how he made me feel. When I would play against Linton, I would break his ankles. I'd be like, yo,
oh my God.
I feel just like Allen Iverson right now. So that's my man right there. My man, 50 grand, Allen Iverson.
The closest you got to Allen Iverson was the fact that you had long arms. That was about it.
Listen. But the thing was, like, and I give you, Len, I give you respect because you was the first dude I seen to try to do a finger roll from the foul line. So I give you much respect. Much respect.
I could do that. I got skills like that, bro. Don't hate on me. But anyway, me personally, my favorite sports team, of course, in everything New England, because like I said earlier, growing up in Trinidad, that was the first things that I saw while World of Sports was Celtics games. And then my dad lived in the U.S. before I did. So I knew he lived in that area. So it was almost like, well, my dad lives in that area. I'm going to cheer for that team. But I fell in love with him. And growing up, I moved up here when the Red Sox were in the World Series against the Mets. That was my first introduction to New England sports. I started school and I was like, what the hell is this baseball thing? But everybody's cheering for the Red Sox. And I remember watching that game and Buckner had to go through his leg. I was like, I felt so bad for him, but then everybody else was in tears. And I was like, oh, this is serious up here. My favorite team are the Celtics. I was always a New England fan because I was like, just like the other panelists, I grew up there. It's almost a representation of you. Like, this is who I am. So whenever I go elsewhere, like, people knew me when we came to college down here in Atlanta, everything New England. They just knew us as them are the boys from Rhode Island, the two black people from Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? That's what we refer to me and my brother. But favorite players, though, like Jordan and all those people were great, but I identify with players who kind of embodied, when I played basketball, my size. Because Michael Jordan was 6'6", dunking. I wasn't doing all of that. I could try to play with the aggression, but for me, Dennis Johnson was my favorite, one of my favorite. Him and Isaiah Thomas were two of my favorite players because they were small. DJ with stealing the ball, he looked so unassuming. When I was younger, you can't tell it now because I've glowed up and I'm a beautiful man now. Back then, I had glasses, I wore goggles to play ball. So people would always look at me and be like, and part of the show, my brother D, and Mike knows, and Uncle B knows, my brother, by the time he was in 4th, 5th grade, he was taller than me. Yeah. So like, I'm here like in high school, we go to play a pickup game, and they're picking him, and he's like 10, 11 years old. He was 6 feet tall, I was 5'5". And he would tell them, pick my brother, but they were like, he wearing goggles. And in my head, I'm like, bro, if I'm wearing goggles, you got to know I'm serious about this ball. Like, nobody even buys prescription goggles. You know what I'm saying? Kareem did, Horace Green did it. Like, they were serious ballers. But I used to get hated on like that. But